Hello, UNK Lopers. This is Rich Broderson with head coach Brady Bonsall. It's time to talk about the 2025-2026 UNK cross country and track and field programs.
Mhm.
Here we are, kicking off another season. Obviously,
Yeah,
hot and heavy in cross country already.
right.
Your women's team is number 4 in the region, number 6 for the men. Women are nationally ranked 18. You have 2 meets under your belt
Right.
already, and you're just
Yeah.
coming off Lincoln. Just a little quick synopsis on your. Let's just talk right now cross country about your two programs.
Right. Yeah. The men's team is much younger than what we've had the last few years. We had a core group of guys who went to 3 out of the last 4 national meets, who mostly have graduated. So although we do have 3 guys back who competed at the national meet a year ago for us, once you get past that, it's either older guys who don't have a lot of experience in big meets on the cross country scene. They've been in conference track meets, but then a lot of freshmen that are contributing. So it's great for the future that we have freshmen that are coming in contributing right away. It'll be kind of remains to be seen as the year goes along how consistent they can be. I think that crew as a group will be, in the middle of the indoor season, looking back at the fall, thinking, man, we could have even been better. But there's just a lack of experience at this point. But they're still doing well. The women's team could be very, very good. It's as deep a team as we've ever had. The top end, we had 3 people in the top 10 at a meet that was loaded with a bunch of Division One schools this last weekend, and so that team, the ceiling's higher for the women's team for sure. Now we got to stay healthy. That can be a challenge at times. It's a long season. You got to run well at the right time, but we are doing some things differently training wise this year from a year ago. Year ago we were good at the wrong time, and so we adjusted some things for this year.
And we do plan to come in a couple more months. We'll talk about track and field when we get closer to the season starting in
Right,
December.
right.
One thing is, you're entering your 19th year. You're one of the veteran coaches in the UNK athletic department,
Right.
and
Squires and I.
yes, and
It happens fast.
things it does, and a lot of things change very
Right,
fast.
right.
Obviously, the landscape of collegiate athletics is changing.
Yeah.
Um, um, you know, more so than not.
Hmm.
And I know how do you navigate that landscape, especially when it
Mm.
obviously in the world of alumni fundraising to recruiting
Right,
and getting good student athletes to come to UNK.
right. We have been historically, and think we'll continue to be a program that really honestly sells certain academic areas at UNK. We have an incredible health science, biology department. Teacher ed is always good. And then business and technology can, honestly, when I think of all the new majors that are out there, they tend to be in that area. So all of that, we use that in terms of recruitment to draw students in. I think our scholarship scenario that involves pretty evenly balanced athletic and academic scholarship. We're probably a little more evenly balanced in that area than some, but that, along with some of the really good programs that we're drawing them to, might be part of the reason why we have tended to have less transfers in an era where everybody transfers, right? So I feel really good about that. That in a sense we might be a little more old school in that approach, but we're excited to have new chancellor with Dr. Schnorr, and excited. He and I have a relationship that go back to my very first week at UNK, because he and I used to teach 2 different sections of the same course over in the teacher ed program.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're excited about that, and just there's a lot of good things happening at UNK. And yes, there's upheaval in college athletics in general, especially at the Division I level. And yes, there's a trickle down to how that affects us. I would just say, when it comes to athletics for us, that concept of a rising tide raises all ships. That's absolutely happening in the MIAA. That's absolutely happening in Division II in terms of the quality of recruit that we're able to talk to, the quality of recruit we're able to bring in, but also simultaneously what it takes to score at the conference meet, what it takes to make the national meet. Those things just keep rising higher and higher. So sometimes we have gaps in our program in certain events that we wish we didn't have, but the areas where we're in a good spot, we're in a very good spot. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're scoring any higher at the conference meet or having any more people qualify just because it's getting harder. But it's an exciting time to be part of track and field.
One thing not to be forgotten is academics is very important, especially from your standpoint as a
Right.
coach and your program. Just talk a little bit about your success in the academic realm.
Yeah, with the cross country team, I think our men's and women's cross country teams both has the highest team GPAs within the athletic department, and on the women's side in particular, that's saying a lot. There's many times that our women's cross and track programs have had what I think are incredibly high GPAs, only to find out that they were only the fourth or fifth best women's teams in our athletic department. So yeah, that's very good. Honestly, across the board, men's track team, men's cross, those team GPAs are as high as they've ever been. Significantly higher, actually, than they've ever been. So we're excited about that as well. So we have a really big freshman class this year. We have the biggest team we've had in my time here. So monitoring all that, staying on top of all of that is going to be a challenge at times, I think. But we're excited about it.
That's awesome. UNK alumni, a couple things. Number one, please go to lopers.com, the website. Their schedule is all up there. Obviously, a lot of the cross country is on the road where you compete. Regionals are going to be in Missouri, I think Joplin again.
Yep.
Where's MIAA's?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. So you're going to be down clear South Kansas.
Right.
But if you want to check anything out on schedules, and that's part of being an alum, we would love to have you come back and be part and see some of the track and field and cross country action that's happening here at UNK. Also, as an alum, we ask you to, be volunteers, be fundraisers, support us. The tide is we're trying to get the tide high. And matter of fact, keep an eye out. The Loper Athletic Club mailer is in the mail, so you might be hitting your mailbox. If you don't get one by chance, let us know. We'll make sure you get one. Also, scan the QR code here on this page, and you'll be directed directly to where you can support and pick where you want to support Brady's squads. Because you've got to remember, women's cross country, men's cross country, women's track and field, and men's track and field, and everybody likes to support something. So, but we can't get better without the alumni help, and more alumni, the better we are, right, Coach? And LAC is pretty important to you because why?
We use fundraised dollars really in virtually every facet of our program. You have scholarships, you have just operations, equipment. It just gets spread around to a lot of different places, and really we need it in order to be successful, in order to compete in the MIAA and compete in Division II. I think our alums know this, but I don't think the general public always understands how high a level of competition it actually is. There's some interesting nuance about that within the state of Nebraska that people don't necessarily always realize that. But I think our alums do get that, but it takes every bit of it in order for us to be able to be competitive.
Well, our main goal is to let you know what's happening, because here we are. We're in the new season. 2025-26 is upon us. I know for Coach Bonsall and myself, Rich Broderson, we're always there. If you have questions, give us a holler. And all we can say is, go Lopers.
Go Lopers.